The NTRC's icode784 competition grand finale is here. Teams from all across St. Vincent and the Grenadines will compete for a chance to win huge cash prizes. It's the NTRC's icode784 competition grand finale. Code the future.
Blessed good morning to everyone, and welcome to the NTRC's 9th annual icode784 competition. We thank you all for being here with us this morning, those of you here with us physically and those of you joining us via Facebook and YouTube. At this time, I will ask you to stand as I welcome the USF Administrator, Ms. Felica Thomas, to do the prayer.
Good morning, everyone. Bow all heads and close our eyes, please. Dear Lord, I want to thank you for allowing us to gather here today at our annual icode784 competition. I pray that we would have smooth proceedings today. Bless the participants so that when they present their ideas, they could do so with enthusiasm and vigor, as the purpose of this event is to generate ideas to help develop our country. Lastly, bless the organizers, judges, and viewers, because without you, this venture would not be possible. In your name I pray, amen.
Thank you, Ms. Thomas. At this time, I ask that you remain standing as we have the national anthem.
Our faith will see us through.
you may be seated. Mr. Apollo Knights, Director of the NTRC. The NTRC staff, our partners in this initiative, judges of the NTRC's icode784 competition, our technical support team, our auditors from KDLT, the participants, sponsors, online viewers, other well-wishers, welcome to the NTRC's icode784 competition. At this time, to give the welcome remarks, I would welcome the NTRC's Consumer and Public Relations Manager, Ms. Rhea Lewis.
A pleasant good morning to everyone. Protocol already being established. The NTRC, alongside its partners, King Computer Corporation in the United States, Right Stuff, Extreme FM, Digicel, Boom FM, Internet Society St. Vincent and the Grenadines, SVG Broadcasting Corporation, the Searchlight Newspaper, Hot 97 FM, Flow, Radio Grenadines, Asbot News Network, East Caribbean Group of Companies, National Insurance Services, KDLT Accounting Firm, Young Island Resort, and the Carriway welcomes you to the NTRC's 2021 icode784 competition grand finale and prize giving ceremony. On September 15, 2021, the NTRC launched the icode784 competition for the 9th consecutive year since its inception in 2013. However, due to the fact that this competition is heavily attended and patronized by secondary school students, our registration numbers were severely impacted in 2021. As you would recall, we had a spike in the number of COVID cases in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the month of September, and this had a domino effect which resulted in a delay in the reopening of schools as well as online classes being undertaken when schools did in fact reopen in October. Noting the challenges that students face with the online school and the inability to meet face-to-face with classmates who would also be their team members, as well as taking into consideration the number of teams entering in the secondary idea category, as well as the secondary mobile application categories, we decided not to host a preliminary round for both of those secondary categories. So on November 3rd, 2021, we had a preliminary round judging for the open category, where 5 teams were selected to advance to the finals, which is being held here today at the Methodist Church Hall in Kingston. Today we conclude the competition and we will see finalists for all 3 categories of the competition. After all of the teams have presented, we would also have our prize giving ceremony where the winners would be awarded their prizes. Today we would see teams representing the Union Island Secondary School, St. Joseph's Convent Kingstown, St. Vincent Girls High School, St. Clair Deacon. We also have teams coming back from last year in the open category, Dem Island Boys and Asher. Welcome once again. The open category consists of citizens under the age of 35 years, including students of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College divisions. The public would be able to vote for their favorite team via our website, www.ntrc.vc/vote. One random voter would be selected to receive a day pass for 2 to the Young Island Resort at the end of today's proceedings. Voting would be open for a period of 15 minutes after all presentations for each category have been made. After the 15 minutes have elapsed, voting would be closed for each consecutive category. The top 3 positions from each category would receive prizes. So for the secondary idea category, 3rd place winner would receive $800, the 2nd place winner would receive $1,200, and the 1st place winner would receive $2,500. For the secondary mobile application category, the 3rd place winner would receive $1,500, 2nd place winner would receive $2,000, and the 1st place winner would receive $4,000. For the open category, the third place winner would receive $2,000, the second place winner would receive $3,000, and the first place winner would receive $7,000. Other prizes to be won are the school with the most entries. They would receive a cash prize of $1,000. The mentor for the winning team of the secondary idea category would receive $750. And the mentor for the winning team of the secondary mobile category would receive $1,000. Mentors are not required for the open category. As such, a prize is not applicable for this category. Trophies would be presented to the first, second, and third place teams for each category. The NTRC wishes all the teams good luck in their presentations today and also in your future endeavors. Whether or not you place in the top 3 positions, we hope that this experience for you was a pleasant and a memorable one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lewis. And to give brief remarks, we would welcome the Director of the NTRC, Mr. Apollo Knights, who will be joining us via Zoom.
Yes, good morning. Thank you, Sean. I want to thank all those present this morning, both in person and online, especially thank all the teams that have helped the competition this year. Notwithstanding the current COVID situation and schools being online for most of the year. I was able to see a number of the teams and the preliminaries and all of them were putting forward ideas and answers that want to transform curriculum to their digital needs. To transform, we always have to look at opportunities, look at the peculiar contexts such as cultural norms, etc. And also be cognizant of our current state of disruption in our society, for example, COVID as we speak. This morning, I would like to touch a bit on these 3 terms: opportunities, culture, and disruption, and how they fit into app development and business in general. So the first, opportunities. All new businesses either start by looking at doing something better than what is currently being done, or something totally new, but where they exist. If you just plan to start a business that's not new or better than an existing business, most likely it will not succeed. To seek the right business opportunity, you have to start with an idea, just as we have ideas for all our today. Some are brand new ideas, but some ideas that are trying to do it better than it is currently being done. The secret, however, is getting the right idea at the right time and executing it. Executing means not giving up when all seem to point in that direction, when challenges come up. If you review the history of many of the great companies around today, which by no chance of local mainly software companies, you will see the challenges their founders went through, but they stuck with it, had faith in what they want to stand. I just want to take a bit of time to look at the practical opportunity I believe that exists for our country and region and world in the coming years. It's something that I believe a lot of us will have thought about. But last week I was watching a YouTube channel on trucking and deliveries. And the person who runs the trucking deliveries service in the USA is a subcontractor for one of the major delivery companies in that country. It's predicted that e-commerce activities will continue to see rapid growth over the next decade, and which will bring a number of opportunities to a lot of companies, new ones as well as existing ones. What stood out about this prediction was an analogy used which outlined that currently persons in the USA do about 27% of the shopping online. However, he compared this stat with his own experience of a young person in his early 30s who does about 80% of the shopping online. So while the current overall rate is 27%, which covers the whole and not so old, as time progresses, you will see the figure increasing as the young population who prefer shopping online grows older. I see this as very important for our country and region, where we still do most of our shopping, especially domestic shopping, in person. So I still have opportunities in this area for new businesses as well as existing businesses. Developers to look at the opportunities in this area. However, while this great opportunities are on our doorstep, we see two important pieces missing in our country and the sub-region that will hinder our ability to grasp these opportunities in e-commerce, which is that of digital payments and the national addressing system. And to my second item of culture, this is very, very important as we look for new business opportunities. While many things or apps are successful in some countries, that doesn't give way to making them successful in our countries and culture. So we have to be very careful in what we try to adapt. To give a few examples, if you look at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, these are all popular in the USA as well as our country. So they have transcended both cultures. However, if you look at Twitter, which is very popular in the USA, but not in our country, the reason being I have no idea. Our NTRC years ago tried to use Twitter as one of our media channels, but after realizing it was not catching on, we had to make a decision to stop using it. So we have to be very cognizant of the history of culture when we try to launch businesses or adapt, implement other technology or services from one country to the next. And to my last point on disruption, one of the results of opportunities that come is to disrupt current ways of doing things, to do them better, and to do new things that leads to benefits for our societies in general, as well as the creation of new types of businesses. I just want to share some information that I read on weforum.org on this subject as we move into the fourth industrial revolution. The first industrial revolution used water and steam power to mechanize production. The second used electric power to create mass production. The third used electronics and information technology to automate production. Now our fourth industrial revolution is building on the third, the digital revolution that has been occurring since the last century. It is characterized by a fusion of technologies that is blurring the lines between the physical, digital, and biological space. There are three reasons why today's transformations represent not merely prolongation of the third industrial revolution, but rather the arrival of a fourth and distinct one: velocity, scope, and systems impact. The speed of current breakthroughs has no historical precedent. When compared with previous industrial revolutions, the fourth is evolving at an exponential rather than a linear pace. Moreover, it is disrupting almost every industry now in every country. And the breadth and depth of these changes herald the transformation of entire systems of production, management, and governance. The possibilities of billions of people connected by mobile devices with unprecedented processing power, storage capacity, and access to knowledge are unlimited. And these possibilities will be multiplied by emerging technology breakthroughs in fields such as artificial intelligence, robotics, the Internet of Things, autonomous vehicles, 3D printing, nanotechnology, material science, energy storage, and quantum computing. So as you can see, this industrial revolution will disrupt many existing businesses, but also provide many opportunities in all of the different cultures globally for software, mobile applications that will transform how we live, work, and play. So in closing, I want to wish all the teams a productive and fruitful day. I also want to thank the production committee for this year icode784 competition. They've been working for months to get us here today. And I see a lot of potential in our youth, and we have to empower them collectively so that they can facilitate the digital transformation we require in our economies in the years ahead. Today, we have an opportunity to showcase new ideas and bring new value to our lives and those of our citizens. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Apollonites. And like he so rightly said, we just need the right idea at the right time. And hopefully we can have a right idea, or more than one, coming out of this competition today. At this time, to give the introduction of the judges in the secondary idea category, I would welcome the NTRC's Public Relations Officer, Ms. Eustacia Walter.
Good morning. Jamila Vincent Soso. Jamila Vincent Soso currently holds the position of Communications Officer at Invest SVG, which is the government agency for attracting investment in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Jamila is a media professional who holds a bachelor's degree in journalism and creative writing from Kingston University in the UK, and has significant experience working in the fields of printing and digital publications, social media management, radio and television production, advertising, and marketing. She also dabbles in voice-over services, script writing, and photography. In addition to being a mother to a lively 5-year-old and 2 mischievous German shepherds, Jamila spends her free time doing genealogy research and writing short stories and poetry. Miss Jamila Vincent Soso. Omar Wiley. Omar Wiley is an IT consultant, website developer, and digital marketing strategist. After his first job as an IT technician at the NTRC, he went on to complete a bachelor's in information technology and management at the University of the West Indies, Cave Hill. Since then, he has done extensive work for both the public and private sectors in the field of websites and database development, social media marketing, and consultancy. In 2019, Omar founded his own digital marketing company, Efficient Solution, and most recently, he co-founded St. Vincent's first true online shopping website, eshopper.vc. Mr. Omar Wiley. Michelle Garcia. Michelle Garcia is currently the communications specialist at the Caribbean Telecommunications Union, a position she has held since January 2017. Ms. Garcia is charged with the mandate to provide effective communications and business development support for CTU Secretariat, where she continues to increase public awareness of the CTU, both regionally and internationally. She has proven experience in the field of corporate communications, public relations, and international relations, primarily in the area of international organizations. Prior to joining the CTU, Ms. Garcia led the communications unit at the Association of Caribbean States, where she worked closely with key government and ministry counterparts, embassies, international organizations, as well as personnel on the regional and global scale. She holds a bachelor's degree in communication studies and Spanish, a master's of science in international affairs, and recently completed a law degree. Ms. Michelle Garcia. Our judges for the I There category.
Thank you very much, Ms. Walter, and welcome to all our judges. At this time, I would highlight the rules of the competition. The following are the guidelines for making your presentation for all categories in the final phase of the competition. Each team has 7 minutes to present. A buzzer will signal the beginning of the presentation. After 5 minutes have passed, another buzz will be sounded. When the 7 minutes are up, 2 buzzes will be sounded. If the team is not yet finished after 7 minutes have elapsed, then they will be allowed to continue. However, at the 8-minute mark, 3 buzzes will be sounded to alert the team that they have to stop their presentation. After the initial presentation, there will be a 5-minute round of questioning from the panel of judges. A buzz will signal the beginning of the round of questioning. And after 4 minutes have passed, another buzz would let the judges know that they should not ask any more questions. However, if a team is answering a question, they will be allowed to finish. A buzz would then signal the end of the round of questioning. And with that being said, we will now move into the secondary idea category presentations for today. And In the secondary idea category, the first team presenting from the Union Island Secondary School is the team UISS Coding Kids. Please welcome them as they come.
A pleasant good morning to all. My name is Gia Gloster.
Tamara Walters.
And DeAndre Charles.
And we are the Coding Kids, and we are here to present our app idea, Hydro-Alert. Water is essential for life on Earth. Without it, life as we know it will cease to exist. It is especially important in the Caribbean, where we know how limited freshwater supplies can be at times. Being from Union Island, we depend solely on rainwater as our main source of fresh water. Every year, we are faced with water shortage during the dry season, with the worst being between February to May. And even now, we are faced with water shortage on the island. Because of this, we always practice water control usage to ensure we have enough water to last us through the dry season. With over 98% of mainlanders using pipe water, this prompts us, the Coding Kids, into designing an app idea that will help Vincentians, especially those living on mainland or uses pipe water, to take control of their water usage and in turn help them save water and money.
What is Hydro-Alert? It's a water monitoring app that uses smart water meter readers to measure and communicate water usage from the consumer to the providers. It also allows users to control water usage by budget control, check and monitor their water usage on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, get electronic bills, and also allows you to pay bills online. Detects the smallest amount of leakage and get real-time notification of shortage or any vital information that may be posted by the providers. What's so special about smart water meters? These meters are equipped with an electronic computing unit that facilitates communication between the meter and the suppliers. Unlike mechanical water meters, smart meters track water usage through technologies such as ultrasonic or electromagnetic readings that provides more accurate measurements. From the research that was carried out, a number of mainlanders were asked what were some of the problems that they faced with their water services, and these were some of their response. Unable to properly budget your utility bills, high or outrageous water bills price, not having a convenient way of tracking water usage, not being able to know how much water you are actually using per month and undetectable water leakage.
This app targets the Central Water and Sewage Authority, CWSA, and the general public.
So how exactly will the app look? After installing the app, this is how it will look on the home screen of your phone. All you have to do is click it. It would then take you onto this screen. Welcome to Hydro Alert. Then you have to log in. If you don't have an account, you sign up. After doing that, it will take you to the full screen. This is where you can set your budget, your water budget. This app will use the monthly budget and calculate it per day. The daily budget displayed on the screen is rather large. This would not be the case here, as 80% of Vincentian uses approximately 5,000 gallons of water per month according to research. This will cause the calculated amount of gallons per day to be about 165. This just displays how much water you will use on a daily basis. When you are coming close to or you have already exceeded your water budget, the icon for the meter on the app would then turn red. But it would not cut off your water supply. It just will tell you that you have to pay more than you expect to pay. This is how your profile will look. The app has a special feature called the notification feature, where it can notify people if there's any leakage, when you are exceeding your water budget, when your bill will be available, and also send an estimated amount for your bill ahead of time. Some of the benefits to CWSA is that they can get quick notification about any leakage or any damage to pipes, provide a better relationship between customers, as customers can now have a sense of control. It will also better help CWSA to optimize water demands, manage and take a data-driven approach towards planning for the future needs. Benefits to general public will be that it gives customers a peace of mind. Users can view and track their daily water consumption, empowering them to be smarter users of water, saving water and money in the process.
This app has a friendly user interface, display data in ways that easily understood, convenient, and reliable. It is very expensive, long installation period, and will only work where radio signals are available.
Some of the security that will be on the app are encryption and firewall.
To purchase and install 1 meter will cost you between $180 to $320 US. Building and maintaining app are generally expensive, so an app like this will cost approximately $70,000 upwards.
Let us not keep our beautiful island SVG behind. The world is fast moving into a more technological era, and so should we. With Hydro Alert, we will be one step closer to a technological future. I thank you.
Thank you very much, UISS Coding. As now, we would have the 5-minute round of questioning from the judges.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning.
So, overall, I like the idea. It's very relevant to the Grenadine Islands especially.
Thank you.
So the first thing that jumps out is the cost, right? You said it costs about, I think about 300 US, you said, for 1 meter. Who would be paying that cost? Like if I had these issues that I wanted to solve, and this app solved my problem, but it requires a meter, would I, the customer, be paying to install this meter, or would the CWSA have that cost?
The CWSA.
CWSA. Okay. One other question about the meter. Where exactly would these meters be installed? Is it a case that they're replacing all of their current meters with these, I guess they're smart, some sort of smart meter? Or would it be like a additional device that is being attached to your current meter, or a combination or something?
Before we answer, can you repeat it? I wasn't really hearing.
So you said that there's a device that costs 300 US, right? Is that device replacing the current meters that are on your lines right now, the water lines, or is it being integrated in addition to the meters that are there?
It's replacing it.
Replacing?
Yeah.
Okay. And one last question about the meter again. You said that it could detect leakage, right? So I know that these meters would be at the property of the customer. So it would be able to detect the leakage, I guess, in their property. But what about leakages that are on the strips of places between houses? They would have additional meters that are like basically government lands. Where would they have meters installed there as well to check for leakages?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah,
Good morning.
Very good app, great initiative. My questions reflected Mr. Wiley's questions, but I would like to know, in terms of the app itself, do users have to pay for the app? Is there any plan in future to some kind of cost to users in terms of profitability and making money and sustainability of the app itself? Like, what is the benefit? Because you mentioned that CWSA would pay for the meters, but then where does the profit come in? Is there any profit?
Okay, so what we intend to do is that we intend to sell the app to CWSA because we cannot like manage an app like that. That requires, So we're going to sell the app to CWSA.
Okay.
I have a question. So can you repeat for me? You said which technology will you be using to maintain the app? The technology that will be used to, no, in terms of the communication, the radio, you said radio technology, something like that? Are you hearing me? I just wanted you to clarify the technology behind the app that will be used to develop the app.
Electronic computing unit.
Yes, but you also mentioned something about the cons of the app. And you stated, I think it's radio technology. Can you repeat that point for me, please?
Will only work where radio signals are available.
Okay, so great. So you mentioned it will only work where radio signals are available. What if, sorry, my time ended. What if the signals, what if these signals are not available, if they're not communicating with the app? What do you have a backup plan? What's the solution for that problem? Okay, thank you.
UISS Study Buddies.
Just close this now. What was your other one? Well, I just asked if there was anything to do, and she said, "Oh my God." Okay, ran outside. I just opened the app again. I'm going by the app. I don't know. I'm trying to look at the type. Have a look. No, she actually closed. She closed. It didn't have to be homeschool. I have to close it and open it. We trying to fix that. Or you can refresh it. I just close it and reopen it. Yeah, just close and open it. If I could get. This is. This time does it. All right.
Hi, I'm Darissa James.
I'm Akeelia Ashton.
I am Kishan Dorishe.
And we are the UISS A team. Our app, Study Buddies Caribbean, connects CSEC students from all 16 countries. It is a platform where we can discuss and share knowledge and resources about the subjects that we are studying. Our aim is to provide CSEC students with a comfortable virtual environment where they can freely discuss the syllabus content for various subjects and share resources to support each other's learning.
Is our app unique, you might ask? Well, our research has produced these apps. Exam lessons connect students to courses but not to each other. Learn Prep CSEC offers students ongoing tests and practice questions and games in various subjects. CXC Study Academy offers online tutoring to CSEC and CAPE students. So you see, none of these apps connect students with each other. I would say that is unique. Our app was not designed specifically to make a profit. We are hopeful that it will be sold to CXC in collaboration with regional ministries of education. Some of the problems that motivate our app idea are COVID-19. COVID-19 has resulted in schools closing, and that has seriously affected our education. We are bored with the current way that we are being taught. Chalk and talk is not working. There is not much exposure to different teaching practices. Some of us do not have the confidence to ask questions in a classroom setting. We sometimes lack motivation to study by ourselves.
Our app, Study Buddies Caribbean, brings a solution to these problems. Helps to connect students with each other locally and regionally. Students can learn from each other without teachers' input.
It exposes students to learn other methods taught by teachers throughout the Caribbean and builds teamwork skills among peers. Now, who are we targeting? We target students of Form 3, 4, and 5. In the private sector, we target the CXC and the Ministries of Education in the public sector.
How does the app work, you may ask? Well, let me take you on a journey through our app. First, click the Study Buddies app icon on your home screen. You will then come to a page where you can log in if you already have an account or register if you don't. Let's click Register. You are prompted to enter your name, username or nickname, student ID, password, repeated password, country, school, form level, age, and gender. After entering all that information, click Register. You will then arrive on the home page of Study Buddies Caribbean. You will see my subjects, top subjects, my school, my dashboard, and my friends. There are 32 users online. Let's click My Subjects. Math, English, Social Studies, Geography, and French are just a few of the options. There are 34 persons online. The app is getting popular. Let's click Math. Under Math, you are able to see different discussions and how many users are in each discussion. You also have the choice to create a discussion of your own. Under each discussion, you are able to see comments that users have made. You are able to make comments of your own, add a user as a friend, or even have a group call. If there are any inappropriate comments shared under a discussion, you have two options. You can press the panic button, which will freeze the discussion immediately. Or you can press the bug button, which will report the issue. Some pros of this app.
It breaks barrier to communication among Caribbean students and builds networks. It creates space for cultural learning and personal growth. Reduces teacher dependency through peer support.
Cons and potential risks of the app. The app is expensive to start up, costing upwards of $25,000 in coding, security, and maintenance costs. It requires internet connection. There's a risk that the app may be used for purposes that it was not intended, and risk of dangerous individuals using the app as a way to lure unsuspecting teens. Reducing the risks. We can choose to limit who has access to the app, so the app will only be available from a particular repository controlled by schools. You need a valid student ID to access it. Note that you cannot get the app from an app store. Keep a log to keep track of what is happening in chats. Program the app to search for specific keywords and flag them.
In conclusion, collaborative work improves student achievement through improving their attitudes and competitiveness. Using the technology to create a platform for students to connect with each other in order to connect with the content in various subjects should improve performance and build networks.
Thank you for your attention. We welcome any questions at this moment.
I have a question. Thank you. Right. Thank you very much. It promotes cross-cultural learning, but you mentioned that it will cost $25,000 to develop the app. How do you expect to be funded?
Can you repeat the question, please?
You mentioned that it costs $25,000 to develop the app. How do you expect to be funded?
Well, we expect to be funded from getting interested by the CXC and the Ministries of Education in our region.
You said, yes, you mentioned that you intend to sell the app to them. But in order to sell the app, you have to develop the app.
That is a valid question, but we haven't thought about it.
So I have a question. More about the technical operation of the app. You said that it relies on peer-to-peer, basically, communication. Would there be any input from any sort of teachers or administrators, or are we just solely relying on students to come together and do this all on their own?
The purpose of the app is basically to help children grow in their education format without the dependence of teachers, to help them grow independent of teachers.
Okay, so there would be absolutely no, like teachers, no moderators on the app, anything of that nature. It's just, okay. And considering that there are other platforms that are very popular, such as WhatsApp, for example, what is the benefit of, because students already basically connect on WhatsApp, so the benefit I'm thinking of your app is that students who are all in the same country, the same school, would be able to automatically link themselves, or do the students still need to select who they need to partner with?
They can select who they need to partner with, but it's basically trying to get all the Caribbean countries to come together as one to help grow the communication between children.
Okay. All right. There's just one other question. How would that work? Because there are the schools have like different, they have the same syllabus, but they might be moving at different paces and so on. So how would you then, if somebody is doing this topic this week, somebody is doing a different topic, would the app still work?
That will have an impact on children because the students can share the different ways that they were taught. For instance, if we are doing math, we are doing algebra in math, one teacher could be doing it differently, and that student who has been taught by that teacher could show us a different way of doing it, which might be easier for us to understand.
Okay, so after I finish my algebra class, I would still need to go back to algebra for the people who are just doing it for the first time?
Yes.
Okay. That's it for me.
I just have one question. Just to clarify, you said that the app is not available on the App Store. So how would users where would they get the app from?
The app will be given to teachers and principals at the school, and they need a valid school ID to get access to the app.
Okay, so then there would be some interaction from teachers, some monitoring from teachers?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. That's it.
Thank you very much, UISS Study Buddies. At this time, welcoming another team from the Union Island Secondary School, the UISS A team.
Well, it seems so. She said 18. So, two different names.
I did. We did both. Two different submissions.
But we had just said the last one was 21. They were 18. Two different names, the same people with two different names.
No.
Well, they did say in the last presentation that they were 18, but I thought they were just following some suggestions that the 18. So, well, I wonder if we are mixed up. Because then that would make sense that way.
Just to refresh your memory, my name is Akila Ashton.
I am Derissa James.
I am Kishan Doishe.
And we are the UISS team.
Here are some of the problems that we encounter often.
Mario, my auntie going back America next week. You could send some conchs for me, please. I will send down the money.
Consumers and producers are clearly disconnected in SVG. Many people want local produce and fishery products, but sometimes are unaware of who sells or has it in stock. Our research has shown that fisher folk have unreliable markets for fish. In the Grenadines, some even must get clearance to go to other islands to sell their fish. When there is increased supply in an area of the country, there is a lot of spoilage and loss to farmers. Also, according to the Chief Operations Officer at the Fisheries Department, there has been need for increased capacity for storing fish because they cannot get stock sold off. The COVID-19 pandemic has also resulted in much hardship due to the loss of income as tourism dollars became scarce. There was a call of diversity into agriculture.
Introducing Agri-Fisheries SVG Connect, making connections to secure livelihoods. This app creates a link between producers and consumers of agriculture and fisheries produce. It will allow customers to access individuals and businesses who sell certain produce and allow them to order and pay via the app. How does the app work? From your home screen, click on the app icon. You have the option to sign in or register. When you click register, the prompt seller or buyer will appear. This is the registration page of the seller that has the username, password, repeat password, national ID, telephone number, and the cash ID. And this is the buyer's registration page. You can upload a photo and your national ID to complete registration. You will be prompted to sign in. Menu options will appear from the sidebar: Home, Produce, Orders, Settings. If the user clicks on Produce, the options available are fruits, vegetables, meats, and seafood. Let's click Seafood. The options available are fish, conchs, sea moss, whales, and even lobster. Click on conchs. All registered sellers of conchs will pop up in order of location closest to you. Let's choose a seller, Captain Samuel Bellamy. On this page, you can see the seller's information like their current products, past products, and their reviews. Go to current produce. After clicking on current produce, you will see the produce currently available like conchs, lobster, and banana. After clicking on your product, you can choose the quantity and unit. Then you can select a delivery method and a payment method. Then you will be able to order.
Who are we really targeting? We seek to target farmers, fisherfolk, and businesses that produce local raw produce, the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, and the general public. Our app has a wide area of appeal, with people looking to eat local and healthier, and with COVID-19 pandemic affecting our economy, this is an app that will help us to support each other. Pros of having such an app: it improves the local economy, sustains, generates jobs, and encourages entrepreneurship. It is accessible and convenient. Any consumer can access producers or sellers and vice versa. From anywhere, they have Wi-Fi or data access. It reduces spoilage, creates new market for sellers, so less of their produce will spoil, thus reducing the scale of storage needed. No bank account, credit, or debit card is required.
Some possible cons of setting up and using such an app. This app will be expensive to set up. It requires internet connection to work, and an cash-up account is required to make orders.
The estimated cost. Our app will cost upward of 35,000 EC dollars. This includes costs for an app developer to design and code it, security and technical support.
Some recommendations of the app. The app can make money to support itself if it charges a 3% fee to make purchases in the app.
In conclusion, supporting our local fishing and farming industries creates jobs and injects money back into our economy. This encourages economic growth. Using the technology to create that linkage between consumers and producers improves access and efficiency of buying and selling local produce.
Thank you. We appreciate your time and attention today. We welcome any questions.
I have a question. Yes, not sure if I missed it, but what is the delivery system in place when purchases are made on the app? From point of sale to delivery to the customer.
Can you repeat what you said?
Asking about your delivery system, what is in place once a customer purchases produce through the app, who delivers to the customer?
Well, the person who is producing, who is buying the goods, the products, is responsible to saying how they want their products to be delivered.
Which are, and what are the means available for that?
The means available are they could pick up their goods or products, and they can also have them delivered. If you are in St. Vincent and you are looking to send down goods to someone, you have to send it down via boat or whatever you agree on for it to be delivered by.
So it not only targets the St. Vincentian population, but persons from other islands or internationally can use the app?
No, only regionally in our community.
Okay.
Okay. My question is about something that was mentioned, the culture that we have. I assume that this requires the fishermen or the sellers to have this app and manage it. So would the sellers, i.e. the fishermen, be required to have this app, manage the app, go out to sea sometimes with the app, although it wouldn't work, I guess if they go out far enough. Because my thing is the culture of people in St. Vincent currently, especially in certain fields, they're not very technically inclined. So would they be forced to basically embrace this technology, and do you see that becoming a problem for them?
Fishermen and sellers may have the app, but that's why one of our points was this can improve entrepreneurship. So, for instance, if you are a fisherman and you go out to sea, you wouldn't be able to go on the app after coming out from a long day. So that helps like young teens or whatever to get a job and help the fishermen sell their products.
Okay, so the fishermen would essentially have hired help to assist with putting the produce online and so on.
Yes, please.
But then how then would they keep the stock up to date? So every time the fisherman sells, if he caught 10 fish today, somebody bought 2. Does the app keep track of that? Or would they have to then tell the person who is uploading it that I just sold 2 fish, so reduce my quantity by 2? I mean, how do you make sure that the app is always up to date?
That's why the app has what's available and what's not. So You have 10 fish, you sell 2, so it will change your quantity to 8, so the fisherman would now have 8 fishes left or up for sale.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi. My questions are related to payment. Now, in the beginning, when you were demonstrating how the app is used and what you do to sign up, I noticed that you had Dcash identification, but then later on, you then said that you can only use Cash App. So which one is it? Is it both, or it's one or the other?
You can actually use both. You can use Dcash or PaySwift, and you can also use Cash Apps.
You can use Cash App as well, too.
Yes.
Okay. Now, question regarding the Cash App. I know in terms of PayPal, it's an issue in St. Vincent for sellers to get their monies here, as in your money is there digitally, but then how do you transfer your money from PayPal to your local bank account? We're not facilitated for that as yet in St. Vincent. I know some regional areas have that. So is Cash App similar to that? How easy is it for persons who have sold to transfer their money from Cash App to a local bank account? Is it possible?
Them sending the money to the app, and then the app will put it to Cash App and then in the bank account. That's why they're sending the money into the app and then from Cash App to the bank account.
Well, you can actually pay via the app, and if you want to put money into your bank account, there can be an option that can transfer your money straight into your bank account instead of having it lingering.
For Cash App?
Yes, please.
Okay. Sorry, one more question. 2 more questions, actually. How do you plan to resolve disputes? For example, somebody purchases something.
That's the last one.
That's it? Okay.
Thank you very much, UISSA team. And the 4th team presenting this morning from the Union Island Secondary School is the team UISS Coding Kids. Please welcome them as they come.
This one? She just said coding kids.
With the protocol already being established, a pleasant good morning. My name is Gia Gloucester.
Tamara Walters.
And DeAndre Charles.
And we the UISS Unplugged are here to present to you Event Pro. Since the COVID-19 pandemic began almost 2 years ago, mass gathering or even gathering on a whole has been drastically reduced. With the sudden interest in birthday, graduation, and even maternity photo shoots quickly became popular. We the UISS Unplugged came up with an app idea to make shoot or party experience a memorable one. We also aim to help promote small businesses and their products or service. Eventpro is a free booking app that gives users the ability to find all the essential services they will need for their special day, whether it is a wedding, birthday party, or a photo shoot. It caters to all your party/events need, big or small. Whether you are looking for a venue to have your wedding or just a number 5 balloon for your child. It offers a convenient way for clients to browse photos and reviews and also get important pricing information and book appointments at time that works for them. It also allows businesses to share their payment plans/rates, share photos of their works, manage their availability, leave feedbacks on rating, send or receive notifications.
This app aims to solve some problems, such as not being able to find the best services available, not enough exposure, problems with double booking, and surprise costs.
This app will target the general public and business owners. Here is a little business in Union Island, Kish Pixel, owned by Kish Roy. These are some features of the app. Standard function. This is where you have information such as login, profile summary, and settings. We have browser, filtering, and sorting of offers as prices, availability, services being offered, and calendar management. Reviews and rating. This can be comment or photo post by other user, customer on the service they got and their overall experience, and leave stars for rating. We have booking and payment. This is where the customers can book appointments and pricing information. Customers can also leave reviews and rating on specific services. There's also features on the app that allows customer to browse price and service and also check availability. Business can also manage their calendar and push notification. Go ahead.
Benefits target market. It benefits businesses. It helps build their clientele and hence make a better income. Also provide good and proper service to their customers. Customers can get great and satisfied services for their money or goods.
Some pros of the app. Available 24/7, user-friendly interface, easy and convenient, maximize reservations, save times, and automatic reminders.
Cons. You need internet access, influx of new customers, and costs and upgrades.
This app will cost between $4,000 to $15,000 per platform. For a great functioning booking app will be anytime from $15,000, $150,000 upwards.
Security, encryption, and firewall. Keep up with today's trend and make your events or photo shoot one for the record book with Eventpro.
Thank you very much, UISS Code and Kids. We would now go into the 5-minute round of questioning from the judges.
I just have one question. Your app seems to be sort of similar to something that's already there called LinkUp. So what is the edge you would have over competitors? Why should somebody choose your app over what is already there?
I would say that what makes our app unique from that other app would be a feature that we call trolling. So because the app is basically like small businesses, like they're just starting, we don't want people to leave any negative personal comments. So it said in our presentation that you can leave feedback. So what the app will do is that it will block out any personal or seemingly harmful comments.
Okay. So apart from the comments, the app is essentially like what? Like the other app, apart from the comments feature that you just mentioned, the overall function of the app, the purpose of the app and everything is basically the same.
Yes, there are similarities similar to the other app.
Okay. And then the other question is about the funding. I see you have a hefty price tag on one of them, $150,000 for a booking component. Again, how would you expect that to be initially funded and maintained going forward and so on?
We can say that we can find investors. We can do collaboration because we're going to be featuring people's products on the app. We are going to be having investors, and because the app features people goods, we're going to do like something like a partnership. So we will get like a percentage of the money.
Okay, so like a commission-based thing. When the seller sells something, you would make a percentage of the sale. Right, so that would be going forward, but that's not the initial development. But I understand.
I have two questions actually. What type of encryption do you intend to use on the app?
We will be using data encryption.
Okay. Also, you mentioned that the app is similar to the other app that is already existing. How do you plan to get vendors and users to migrate to your app? Migrate to and to start using your app.
We can use like billboards to, get our app out there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, UISS Coding Kids. And that brings us to the end of the presentations for the secondary idea category. The team Tigers will not be presenting today. At this time, a reminder that the voting is opened for 15 minutes. You can vote using on our website, www.ntrc.vc/vote. At this time, I would invite the three judges to give their overall input on the ideas presented thus far. Any ideas for how the students could improve your input on the apps?
go for? Okay, so overall, I was very impressed by the ideas coming forward today, even the presentation skills of the students. I like that most of these ideas were very well thought out. I think that with a few small changes and based on the feedback that we gave, and as other people as they go through the development stage, I think that all of the apps can actually work. I think that throughout this, they did not really think about the initial funding. That I see as the biggest problem so far. It's easier when the app is up and running, but me also being a developer, doing some coding of my own, I know that it's difficult to get that initial funding. And then after it gets on the way, it becomes a little bit easier. You have more options in terms of, like one of these students mentioned, commission-based things and so on. But the initial funding, I don't think there was enough thought placed into that. And I think that is one area that needs to be worked on, because to get your apps off the ground, you need to convince investors and so on. And I don't think that enough emphasis was placed into that. So that would be my biggest area for the teams to focus on going forward. How do you convince investors to go from nothing into investing into your idea so that it could actually become more than an idea, but a reality? But overall, I think that the ideas have a lot of potential, and if they continue this, they continue putting into the work into it, that they all can be on the App Store in the near future.
Okay, just to add to that, I share Mr. Wiley's sentiments overall. I think all of the teams need to also do a little bit more research in terms of payment and how vendors would go about getting their monies into their bank accounts, because that's something that is an issue in our region. And I think as well, too, you need to look at resolving disputes. I don't think anybody, because in all the apps there's a vendor and a customer relationship going on, and there are always disputes sometimes when it comes to these things. I think all of the groups could have done a little bit more research into how would you go about this resolving disputes, in terms of if somebody is unhappy with their purchase or somebody has not received their money. I don't think any of the groups really address that. So I think that's something that they can look at as well, to do a bit more research into that. And as well, looking at the competition in terms of what you're proposing and what already exists, and how you would differentiate and how you would stand out from the other the existing apps that are there, or the existing services that are there that mimic what you are doing.
Yes, I echo your sentiments as well. I commend all the teams for their participation today. It was a great effort. I would like to recommend to teams, how are you going to get traction for your app? I don't think anyone mentioned the marketing aspect of it, because if your app exists and you don't get users to subscribe to your app, well, then your app will not be successful. So I think that element could have been added as well, how they're going to get users to start using their platform.
Thank you very much, judges. I thank the 3 judges from the secondary idea category for judging the event this morning. As we move into the secondary mobile application category, we would break for 5 minutes as we change over the judges.
future. The NTRC's icode784 competition grand finale is here. Teams from all across St. Vincent and the Grenadines will compete for a chance to win huge cash prizes. It's the NTRC's icode784 competition grand finale. Code the future.
Introducing a new amazing flavor from Juicy. Sweet tamarind. You can now taste sweet tamarind, sparkly joy, bubbly goodness, tamarind flavor, all in one bottle. Enjoy Juicy Sweet Tamarind today. Juicy Sparkly Joy. Available at your favorite supermarket, restaurant, and neighborhood grocery.
The NTRC's icode784 competition grand finale is here. Teams from all across St. Vincent and the Grenadines will compete for a chance to win huge cash prizes. It's the NTRC's icode784 competition grand finale. Code the future.
everyone. Okay, welcome back to everyone. Moving into our secondary mobile application category. We had 4 teams to present in this category. However, unfortunately, 2 of the teams have just dropped out from the St. Joseph Convent, so we would not be having DM and Iconic. I will take this time to remind you of the rules of the competition. The following are the guidelines for making your presentation for all categories in the final phase. Each team has 7 minutes to present. A buzzer signals the beginning of the presentation. After 5 minutes have passed, another buzz will sound. When the 7 minutes are up, 2 buzzes will sound. If the team is not yet finished after 7 minutes have elapsed, they will then be allowed to continue. However, at the 8-minute mark, 3 buzzes will be sounded to alert the team that they have to stop their presentation. After the initial presentation, there will be a 5-minute round of questioning from the panel of judges. A buzz would signal the beginning of this round. And after 4 minutes have passed, another buzz would let the judges know that they should not ask any more questions. However, if a team is answering a question, they will be allowed to finish. And finally, a buzz will then signal the end of the round of questioning. Moving right into the judging for the secondary mobile application category, we would welcome our first team from the St. Vincent Girls High School, J and Innovations. Sorry, to introduce the judges, we would welcome the Consumer and Public, the PRO of the NTRC, Ms. Eustacia Walter.
Mr. Kareem Cambridge. Mr. Cambridge is a software engineer with over 10 years demonstrable experience. He prides himself in his ability to work independently, exceed expectations, and delivery within budget on whatever platforms he's presented with. While attending the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus, he obtained a bachelor's degree in computer science. Last year, he developed BeamX, a ride-share mobile application tailored for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and by extension, the Caribbean. Mr. Kareem Cambridge. Andre Brown. Andre Brown is the current IT manager of the Argyle International Airport, where he has been employed since September 2016. Andre holds a bachelor's in computer science from the University of the West Indies and a master's degree in project management from the University for International Cooperation. Outside of his day job, Andre is a very active volunteer and is a former dean of the CARICOM Youth Ambassador Program. He is also currently intimately involved with the St. Vincent Internet Exchange Point. Andre is thrilled to be a judge in this year's iCode competition. Kim Malelu. Kim Malelu is a senior lecturer and leader of the Communication Systems Group in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering at the University of the West Indies. She is also Deputy Chair of the Board of the Telecommunications Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, Principal Investigator of the Caribbean ICT Research Program, and Vice Chair of the Advisory Board for the International Telecommunication Union Network of Women for the Quadrennial World Telecommunication Development Conference. She has led national, regional, and international initiatives to build capacity in ICT policy, regulation, development, application, and use, and is a regular speaker. chair and multi-channel contributor to international fora on these topics. She is a licensed amateur radio and GMDSS short-range operator and member of Radio Emergency Associated Communication Teams. Ms. Kim Malelu, the judges for the secondary mobile application category.
Thank you very much, Ms. Walter. And moving right into our presentations for today, we would welcome the first team from the St. Vincent Girls High School, J and Innovations.
Yes, that's good.
A pleasant morning to the judges, invited guests, fellow competitors, and the media. Can you imagine having to travel to the hospital just to make an appointment? To be surrounded by sick persons in this pandemic for hours upon hours just to be told that you cannot make one because you're apparently too busy?
Or be sick and bedridden at home, calling the hospital to make an appointment just to hear, "I'm sorry, but the person you're calling is unavailable."
Can you imagine? Is this you? Well, worry no more. Introducing Health Cloud, the hospital of the future today.
My name is Janessa Durham.
And my name is Anthony Coffey.
And we are Jan Innovations. The problems with our hospital's first-come, first-served system have become even more prevalent in the rise of the COVID-19 pandemic, where Vincentians have to wait sometimes hours upon hours to be admitted in an area with other patients, putting them at risk. They might mess up the order in which you came, and when you finally get in, you don't have an ID card, no sign of verification, and the person might forget their appointment and have to reschedule. They may call, but it doesn't go through. Well, Health Cloud aims to solve these problems by providing eco-friendly 24-hour services so that patients no longer have to wait in long hours, but instead can make appointments with internet connection to local healthcare providers easily and efficiently from anywhere, your house, office, car, you name it. It features a user-friendly interface and provides users with sufficient information for their next appointment. Out of 10 healthcare workers and 32 patients that took our survey, 41 agreed that Health Cloud is needed and saw the benefits of the app. It will be placed as mandatory to get into the hospital. It utilizes cloud computing to manage appointments and secure information and can be synced with Google Calendar or other similar services for easy accessibility. Health Cloud is targeted towards public healthcare services and will be used by all Vincentians and doctors and nurses who serve them. We cater for approximately 40 healthcare centers and 100,000 and 10,000 of patients. It is a nonprofit app that will serve as a front end for the government network where it will be funded and maintained by them. Health Cloud was created for Android and iOS by Figma for the design and Bravo to bring it to life, with assistance from the Ministry of Health.
You might be wondering, how much will this application cost to implement? The estimated budget that was calculated is approximately 20,000 EC dollars. The breakdown of the budget. $5,000 to $9,000 will be used to pay the programmer. $4,000 will be used for the maintenance of the software. $5,000 will be used to buy the monitors, since there are 40 healthcare facilities in SVG, and $2,000 will be used for the installation of the system. The user experience. HealthCloud is a simple interface that will allow the user to view all the necessary information in one glance in order to make their appointments in a blink of an eye. Some features that we'll use to provide a friendly user face are visual aids and icons were used to display dates and times, etc. to appeal to the user. Color differentiation was used, which represents different statuses, customizable features, automated notification that can sync with the user's Google Calendar, and lots more. How exactly will HealthCloud work? Step 1. The user will log in or sign up as their role. Step 2. On the home page, the user can view HealthCloud features. Step 3. The user can create their appointments. And step 4. The user can select Confirm to finish. However, if the patient does not turn up within the first 15 minutes of the appointment, it will be cancelled. This caters for no-shows. The future of HealthCloud. Technologies with artificial intelligence will be installed in the main hospital to allow patients to self-evaluate their health without interference from clinicians. The information from these devices will be sent to the patient's account. Where there are advantages, there may also be disadvantages. For appointments to be made, there must be internet connection for the appointments to be registered and for them to sync with Google Calendar. However, the patients can use the offline features in HealthCloud. Why HealthCloud? In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, there is no app that provides Vincentians with the unique features of HealthCloud. HealthCloud offers easy accessibility and functionality as the user can make an appointment to any healthcare facility at any time through HealthCloud. Users will also be able to receive diagnosis and a digital prescription that can be used to obtain their medications. Emergencies that may have been delayed as a result of lack of communication can be made via HealthCloud for a fast response. However, to prevent malicious behavior, the user must tap 3 times to activate the camera and voice recording feature that will send a recording to the main hospital where the situation can be assessed before a response can be sent. So we are going to demonstrate the app now.
Okay. Once you open the app, it goes on to the login page. You can either, if you already have an account, you can log in and enter your information. If you do not, you can sign up as a patient or a clinician. Once you've entered your information, you can create an account. It also features an ID number that will differentiate between persons. Once you go to your home page, there's a cross at the bottom left that you can click on to create an account, an appointment. Once you've entered your information, the cost will be displayed at the bottom. Confirm and you can go to the menu. You can click on your calendar, you can have your appointment. This is differentiated by color. The three dots allow you to reschedule or cancel an appointment. You also have your account, which features all of your information that you entered. You can also sign out from here.
So we are going to sign up as a clinician. So sign up, clinician. So you can enter all your information, healthcare facility, name, etc. And there will also be a feature that would allow the clinician to enter their signature. So we are going to press the menu button and we're going to look at the appointments. So the clinician's view will appear. So on the left side you have the information that was entered by the patients, and on the right side you have the information that will be entered by the clinicians. So we're going to look at a prescription that has not been done. so they can enter the information and then press done and we'll return back to the page. And we can also see a prescription that was done already. Yes, finished. I can continue? The patient's account, you can see the patient's information and the patient's appointment history, and we can also go out. My account page will show you the clinician's information, such as healthcare facility, occupation, gender, address, etc. Health Cloud, the hospital of the future today.
Thank you very much, JN Innovations. We would now go into the 5-minute round of questioning from the judges.
If I might. Chair, can I pose my question?
Yes, please.
Thank you. So lovely. I love it. But I do have to ask, you mentioned that this app is mandatory to get into the hospital. So this assumes that every single citizen in St. Vincent and the Grenadines not only has access to the app, but access to all facilities required for the app to work. So I'm wondering how you've taken account of persons with disabilities, for example, the blind, the deaf, and those who don't have internet access, perhaps those, who are not proficient with a smartphone because of their age or other conditions. So really this is about, if it is that your app is mandatory, then what are the provisions for access and accessibility?
At the hospital, there will be monitors outside that you can enter your information, and that will provide for people who don't have internet access.
Or cell phones.
Or cell phones. And there will also be a person there to assist people who don't understand the interface or cannot enter their own information.
And also, we will start off with a few healthcare facilities at first until all of the healthcare facilities in SVD can get the system.
Hi. Again, good app. I just have a couple questions. The first one is regarding health information. That could be kind of sensitive. So did you guys put any thought into how you're going to protect that kind of information that you're collecting from the patients?
So the app is for the government, and we have encryption softwares in place, and also the persons, like the clinicians and patients, will have passwords to enter the app.
Okay. And the second one, just wanted to touch a little bit more on the eco-friendliness of it. How would it be eco-friendly?
It will reduce the amount of papers that the hospitals will use.
Okay, thanks.
That's it.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
So, you touched on the monitors, right? You said that the monitors would have their own software. I am assuming that you thinking of how Flow has their kiosks when they enter,
Yes,
just
please.
like that.
Yes, please.
Right. That would require its own software. I didn't hear you guys say anything about that because the app software would be different on that unless you use like a tablet view or something. But then, as Kim spoke about like people with disabilities and stuff like that, so it would be kind of iffy to use. And also the pricing, I think that 20,000 is a bit low, easy for something like that, especially when you put in for the cost of like the monitors and the programming costs, especially. But overall, the idea is good. Yeah.
If I might just, if you'd allow me also to just ask about the sustainability issues. You had quoted 20,000 for the development costs, the development and maintenance, yeah? Who is going to cover this cost? Maybe I didn't catch who is going to cover this cost. You mentioned development in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, but who do you envision covering the cost of development and operations and maintenance?
Okay. So for the development of the app, we will use low programming softwares and stuff. So it won't cost us a lot to start it off, and the government will build up on that. So they will maintain the app and the operations, the cost for that, since it's a government-based app.
Thank you very much, J.Ann. Innovations. And now we would welcome the second team in the secondary mobile application category from the Union Island Secondary School, the team UISS Coding Kids.
Who wants to control this?
You control it, yeah.
We're gonna do it. Yeah, look at how this helps you. With the protocol already being established, a pleasant good morning to all. Hi, my name is Gia Gloucester.
Tamara Walters.
Jose Wilson. And DeAndre Giles.
And we are the Coding Kids, and we are here to present to you our app, Modern Studio.
Modern Studio is a free salon appointment booking app for beauty pros and barbers. It is developed to give clients an easy way to discover and book services like haircuts, hairstyle, makeup, etc. online. It offers a convenient way for clients to browse photos and reviews, as well as getting important pricing information and book appointments at times that work for them. It also allows professionals and salon owners to share photos of their work manage their calendar and availability, send automatic appointments and reminders.
Some of the problems persons may face when booking salon services are phone calls being too brief, forgotten appointments, problem with double booking, and surprise costs. The app aims to target the general public and any business in the cosmetology industry.
So the million-dollar question is, how exactly does the app work? Let me show you. Okay. So just like any other app out there, after you install it, this is the first screen that you will see. There's two options, the business option and the client option. We are going to check out the client option. It would then take you to the login page. If you don't have an account, you can sign up. We already have an account, so we are just going to sign up. This is the home screen of the app. So some of the features on the app is that you can check out more information about the app. You can view your profile and the settings. We'll come back to that later. So these are just some of the services on the app. You can do your nails, hair, haircut, or makeup. Today I'm feeling for a haircut, so I'm going to check out haircuts. So far, we only have one barber available on the app, my friend DeAndre, his company, his business, Didi Cut, so we're just going to click that. We are on the Didi page. There are some options. I can view his work. I can check his availability. I could even send a feedback. So I like what I see so far, so I'm going to book an appointment. Booking is very simple, just some little information, like your name. I just type my name there, Gia Gloucester, the time, the price, the date, and the haircut. I want a fade. So I'm going to book an appointment. And it would send you a little notification on the side there saying appointment booked. So now let's log out. We're going to check out the business part of the app now. So let's just click the business button. Two options, registered or non-registered. Didi Cut is a non-registered business, so we're going to click non-registered. We already have an account on the app, so we're just going to type in the ID. So this is how DeAndre would see the app from his point of view. So he has options. He can add a photo to recently update his photo gallery. He can change his calendar so people can know when he's available, when he's booked out. He can add more info on the price. He can change his pricing. He can even view people's feedback. So he sees that Gia Gloucester said, "I love your work," and he can even reply. Now he can go and check if he has any appointments. He see that Gia Gloucester booked an appointment for 4 o'clock, a $15 haircut, and he can even see the date and the type of haircut. That was my app.
Benefit to target market. Continue. This app will benefit to the professional to help them build their clientele and hence make a better income. Show a level of professionalism, provide good and proper service to their customers, and customers can get great and satisfied service to their money.
The app is free for everyone, including business owners. The app will make money from other revenue and or from partnership with business or companies that are in the beauty industry.
The app is free for all, provides service for clients, friendly user interface for all ages. Costs a lot of money to build and maintain. This app can only be used in SVG and cannot be used without a Wi-Fi.
Security and costs. Some security on the app would be encryption and firewall, and it would take at least $10,000 to $25,000 to build and maintain the app, or it could even be more. With an app like Modern Studios, booking appointments for salon would be so much fun and so much easier. I thank you.
Thank you very much, UISS Coding Kids. At this time, we're going to the 5-minute round of questioning from the panel of judges.
If it's okay, I'll start off. Sorry, if someone else wants to start, you can start.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I love it. I would love to use it. But of course, I'm not in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But one of the things that would be important to me as a user is the ease of data entry. I noticed that when you were telling the app what date you wanted to set your appointment for, you typed in the date, and that would be a real game stopper for me. I expect to see a date picker in the app. So perhaps you can comment on that. But before I leave you and hand over to the other judges, I would also like you to comment in more detail on the budget for app development. You know, I got the sense that that was rather vague, but that's very important. So I want to give you the opportunity to respond to both of those, the date picker for user experience, as well as a detailed understanding of the budget for development and deployment. Over to you.
Okay, hi, good morning. So,
Morning.
I noticed you guys did not talk about any technology that would be used to like build the app. Do you guys know what you would use? Like the software, the programming languages, that kind of stuff?
That conversation is still ongoing. We really didn't think about that.
Okay, that's fine. And also, you guys said that the app would be free for all. So how would you keep the app running if it doesn't make any profit?
The app do make profit because I have, this is from personal experience. I've been on multiple apps, and like every 5 seconds I see an app pop up. So the app is going to make money from ad revenue because you can't just come and bring your ad to me and say, I want to display it on your app. You have to pay me to display your ad on my app. So we're making money from ad revenue. And also because it's a beauty app, you can say, there's going to be a lot of products being displayed on the app, you know, because they are dealing with hair. People make hair products, you know. So we could do like a partnership so that we can get a percentage of the money. So we can continue to maintain the app. Right?
Okay, last question. So do you guys know of any other apps that currently do this, like appointment-based apps?
Not to our knowledge.
Okay. So there's an app called Setmo that especially people in Trinidad use to book like hair appointments and this kind of stuff. It could be used in St. Vincent too, but people just have not picked up on it yet. So you guys could use that. It's called Setmo to compare and see how you can make your app better for like, you know, competition and stuff. Okay.
Thank you.
Before we move on to the questions from Andre, we would just ask that you address the 2 questions that was asked by Ms. Malelo. in relation to the calendar and your detail of budget.
Sorry about that. But we were actually considering of doing that. But because we thought it was a prototype, we didn't really have to go into like details, you know. So we were considering putting in the date function, but we just didn't really have any time for that. Can you repeat the other question, please?
The budget, the budget is very important, right? A detailed budget, or even a rough budget of the development cost, the maintenance costs, all aspects of maintenance, and the revenues, the expected revenues from ads. Did you get a chance to prepare a budget?
What we were going to do, we were actually going to do like a definite breakdown, but really and truly there's nobody in St. Vincent that we can like ask or that we know to ask about questions like that. So we just made our estimate.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So yeah, guys, good up. I think it has some room to grow. As you said, there's a bit of a space there for it. I think your challenge would be to get persons on board with it, right? I just have one, and it's a very small question because I was concerned about the budget as well, like as Kim raised. The question that I have though is, I see the app allows you to do feedback. So you just have to create an account and you can put feedback for somebody. Is there a way that the app will be able to tell whether or not you have used this person's service before you provide feedback for them?
Yes, there is.
You want to tell me how it's going to do that? Or,
oh, okay, sorry. So we actually did think about that. So it relates to this thing called trolling. Like, it has this function in the app where you can't say anything personal because remember, in life you have to get bad reviews. And it's not a problem to get bad reviews because it can actually influence, you know. But what you cannot do is like personally judge somebody because that's a crime. So the app do have a function that could keep out stuff like that, yes. So you cannot leave like personal feedbacks and stuff.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, one last question. You guys said that you could book appointments through the app and everything, right? But can you pay also through the app?
No, you cannot.
So you would make the appointment and then pay the person in real life?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
Thank you very much, UISS Coding Kids. That was a very interesting app. At this time, I would like to remind the public and all present that our Facebook voting is now open for 15 minutes. You can vote at www.ntrc.vc/vote. At this time, we would invite the 3 judges from the secondary mobile app category to give their overall input on the apps presented this morning and any advice that they have for the groups. Dr. Malelo, you want to go first?
Well, I was just giving somebody else an opportunity since I went first on both of the question rounds. Yeah, I was just very impressed. You know, young folk thinking through so many matters. I was really impressed. I think that to develop an app, there is a lot to consider. So there are various layers. One is the sort of conceptual layer, one is the mechanical layer, one is the strategic layer. But so I think that at the end of the day, there are two things that matter. One is the user experience, and that entails how users interact with the app, whether the app breaks, the facilities, the features, for example, like a date picker, as I mentioned. One thing is the user experience, and the user is not going to experience anything unless there is tangible value to him or her. And the other thing is critical, and that is the sustainability. Somebody has to pay, even if it is the government. It is not sufficient to say that this is a good idea for the government to do, because there are many good ideas for the government to do, and the government itself has to make strategic and operational decisions about what it actually does do. Another thing is that is in part of the budget, of course, is training, all of the human interaction, the mentoring, the training, the repeat training, so it's not just a matter of sitting down and developing an app conceptually and that costs $6,000. It's much more than that. There are much more hidden costs to both the development and the deployment and operations of an app. So I just want to, one, thank and celebrate the efforts, thank the participants, celebrate the efforts that you have engaged in. And just to remember that in real life, when you go out there and you're actually doing apps, producing apps, deploying them and maintaining them, there are many layers of requirements that you must consider. Handing over to the other judges.
Thank you very much, Dr. Malelo. Andre?
All right, thank you. So I just wanted to say, first off, guys, you guys did an excellent job in your presentations to get to a point where you have a working prototype app. That's a step in itself, and congratulations on that. So I wanted to touch on a couple of things. The first one is, we had only two persons present today. And I think just generally, for persons who are interested in something like this, it's always good to follow through, even if you're not ready. You never know what could happen when you come and you actually present. But speaking to the persons who actually came today as well, I think there could have been a little bit more focus on the technology that is going to be used and on the security of the data that's going to be collected and processed. But other than that, I think it was very high quality, and congratulations.
Hi. Yes, so I would like to thank everyone for participating, and for those who are watching, I hope that next year that we could have more participants. And for those that came today, you guys both did well. As Andrew said, I wish that you guys would look more into the technology and also the budgets, because the budgets were a little bit low for both of the applications. It's good that both of them had a prototype. That was really good. Yeah, and I hope next year more people come and try again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, judges. And I hope you students were paying attention to the feedback that they offered you, and you would use it to improve yourself next year. We thank all 6 teams that have presented thus far for the morning, 4 in the secondary idea category, and the 2 teams from the mobile app category. At this time, we would break for lunch, and we would resume at 1 p.m. for our afternoon session, which would be the open category.
you amazing flavor from Juicy. Sweet tamarind. You can now taste sweet tamarind, sparkly joy, bubbly goodness, tamarind flavor, all in one bottle. Enjoy Juicy Sweet Tamarind today. Juicy Sparkly Joy. Available at your favorite supermarket, restaurant, and neighborhood grocery.
WeFM 99.9, home of quality programming. A source of reliable news and information. Home of legendary voices and music. WeFM 99.9, the clean fresh sound. Visit us online at www.999wefm.com or call 457-9994. WeFM 99.9, the clean fresh sound.
What up, man? X104.3 FM, #1 for urban music. Streaming live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook at Extreme 104 SVG.
The NTRC's icode784 competition grand finale is here. Teams from all across St. Vincent and the Grenadines will compete for a chance to win huge cash prizes. It's the NTRC's icode784 competition grand finale. Code the future.